is Draymond Green is interested in joining the Pistons of Detroit. Apparently, Steve Kerr's rumors going out there. I don't know if they've been confirmed that Steve Kerr is done coaching the Golden State Warriors. He's going to wave the white flag on that. So they could disband the Warriors. I mean, most people feel like, Steph Curry should end as a Warrior. Still playing some good basketball. Can't carry a team, physically. He about 37, 38. So, should Steph Curry rock it out with them? Jimmy Butler tore his ACL. Or, the conventional thought is, he go join somewhere and try to get another championship somewhere else. I mean, I feel like his legacy is solidified once they beat Boston. There should have been no more questions about Steph Curry. So, but Draymond, he from Saginaw. Realistically, it would be a good look for him in the Pistons. I think he will be, even at this point, a clear upgrade over Tobias Harris. I feel like you can just bump Tobias to the bench, put Draymond at the 4, and you got a veteran that want to be there. You got a veteran that fit the identity of this current team. You got a veteran that speaks very highly of this current bunch. I think it's a good fit. I think you still could retain Tobias Harris and have Draymond if you wanted to. I think it's a good look for them. But obviously I think the conventional thought is that they still need to add a creator. Somebody that can get their own shot. If that's finding somebody through the draft that can immediately help right now and moving up the draft. If that's trading for a veteran guy that can get a bucket, that's what they missing. I think people are tired of waiting on Ron Hollins to develop into that. I think people are tired of Asar Thompson to develop in that. If it happens, it happens. But at this point, your window is your window. And I think most people believe that the Pistons should capitalize on this, especially you got a plethora of guys, Kyrie Irving, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, just to name a few, that can literally help you out right here, right now. So I think that's how people really thinking about it. But Draymond would be a great piece there. Obviously you want a long-term solution at the 4 in the draft. You might can find that guy. They tried it with Bobby Killerman, whatever his name was. It didn't really work out. Then, maybe you can find somebody else that can come in, develop behind, Draymond Green and or Tobias Harris and develop into that 4th spot. Obviously you can go for a kill shot with the capital that you have and try to get a Lauri Markkanen. There's other veteran guys you can probably go after. Bobby Portis. So, but I like Draymond in Detroit. So I think it's a great fit. I think that's exactly what those guys need. Another battery in their back. Another champion that know what it takes. Guy that's from Michigan that want to be here, that want to see them win. And for him, it really was, double cement his legacy. Honestly, you won the championship here in Golden State. You won the championship in Detroit. What if Steph don't win another championship? What if Klay don't win one nowhere else? And you win one in Detroit. I feel like that's a really good look for Draymond, So, yeah, I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. I think that's definitely what a guy like Jalen Duren would need, that battery in his back. Sometimes you need them players that put a battery in their back. One of my favorite players, Reggie Miller, he had a 30 for 30. And Mark Jackson would talk about how he will put a battery in Reggie Miller's back before a game. Like, they really think that about you? They said you can't hit shots in the you need that guy. You need a guy that's gonna hype you up. That's why rappers have a hype man. Here comes the train. Today we can go around. But yeah, you need that hype man. So it don't really, you need that guy. So, I like that for the Pistons, respectfully. I really do. I don't see why nobody else would decline that. People like Giannis and, obviously you like Giannis. You know, it doesn't change the fact with you spending the money in the capital, draft capital, team capital on Giannis. It doesn't change the fact him nor Draymond Green. You probably still need somebody on the outside that can get you a bucket. So it probably don't change the fact of that, but Draymond's a great fit. Defensively, I mean, he just locked up Kawhi, so you don't have to worry about him being a liability defensively. You know, and put him, probably got a couple more good years left. Get a young guy that you developing behind him, soak the game up, and transition right into that spot. You know, people wonder, is Chaz Lanier going to be ready to play next year? You know, how's the development going with him? You know, obviously that Bobby Killerman guy, they felt like, hey, man, can't do nothing with you, homeboy. You know, that's the way they felt. But getting Draymond in Detroit, I mean, I think that's huge. Huge for ticket sales, huge for the culture, huge for the winning brand. Because I think we all think they won't win it this year. Even though the East is looking sticky, Philadelphia made it a series. They got them two pit bulls in the backcourt. Atlanta is up 2-1 as we speak. Cleveland down 1-2. And the scary thing about, up 2-1, but the scary thing about that is, Brandon Ingram ain't came to the party yet. And maybe Brandon Ingram won't come to the party, but if Brandon Ingram show up in that series, Cleveland in trouble. Because you apply a little bit of pressure on Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, they gon' fold. You apply a little bit of pressure to them. The pressure mounting down on me, mounting down on you. The pressure. You know the motherfuckers gon' fold. Excuse my language. You know they gon' fold. We all know that, but but some people, everybody think, if you have a bad playoff series or two, or a bad few years in the playoffs, like that's what you branded with. But realistically, it's been guys that broke through. You know what I'm saying? It's been guys that, Shaq and Kobe, they had to break through. Michael you can break through. But everybody think the baseline is James Harden. That's what everybody think. It's James Harden. Like, you gonna be a failure forever like James Harden. But realistically, you can break through that shit. Real talk. But hey, check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, X, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.